Hello, it's Erica of Arable Arts, and we're here for Sunday demo, but on Monday. Because yesterday, Sunday, I was teaching at my guild. I was doing my approaches to spinning art bats. I had 3 students. Originally I had 4, but one had to pull out. So 3 students, and they made yarn. It was fun. And it's helped me sort of tweak the class so I can apply for some bigger festivals to maybe teach that at. Okay, so if you can sort of peek down here, I got some bright colors today. Sort of a spring-inspired, but also some of the houses that I saw in places like Olesund had a lot of sort of, it was that Art Nouveau style, and there's lots of very sort of good colors, so perhaps some inspiration drawn from there as well. No sparkle. Got some bio nylon, but I mean, I may grab something as I'm making things, but right now I'm not planning on it. The base is this yellow Cheviot that I got from Amy at Brilliant Creatives. And this rest of this pile is all like end bits of fiber that I've been using. So there's like, a little bit left, but it's not enough to make a full bat. So I have a whole pile of this stuff, but actually this is only half a pile. Because I took everything I had and I ripped it in half, and so there's a bag back here of the other half. And so, because I think I have enough of this yellow to make 2 bats, so I'm going to make 2. They will not look exactly the same because the order in which I put things in, because I'm going to be very random, is going to change. But they're close enough that if you got both, you could work them together. I am going to add in probably some light purple bamboo, probably some of this bio nylon. Maybe, I haven't decided yet. Depends on how this plays out. I do have some of this adult mohair. And then, because I really liked it on that bat I made over the weekend, got more of that cotton and the turquoise. So, hey, cool, Debbie. So yeah, it's very cold in Iowa right now. We're under national weather warnings for extreme cold. It's really windy out there. I can hear it. And in a second, I'm going to tip you down so you can watch Sebastian, whose work we are carding on today. It's very bright and sunny, but we've got a lot of snow Friday into Saturday. Not a lot, but we got snow. And actually, this morning I looked out as I was making my morning tea. I sort of looked out the window and sort of across the sort of plaza behind me. Essentially, it was on the driveway for the water building that's behind me, but it was still all snow covered. There was a hawk who was just sort of sitting there, and it was all from the front, so I could see like chest all sort of puffed out to stay warm and everything like that. And occasionally his head would move. But usually when I see them down on the ground there, it means they've trapped something, and they've settled down for a meal. And then so eventually I looked back again, and it was sort of turned around, and it was tearing into whatever it had, because it would like fling its head back, and like a tuft of fur of whatever animal it was, so it wasn't a fish, would go flying. And so it had nice breakfast until someone from the city came along to plow all the sidewalk areas, and then I guess it took off. I wasn't watching at that point. Okay, let me get you tilted down. There's Sebastian. There's a bright yellow. So class went well yesterday. Go get a nice base down. And like I said, I'm just going to randomly grab stuff. I've got mainly blues, greens, mainly blues, with some purples and a little bit of pink. Some stuff I actually do have more of like this green here, but I'm just going to be sort of random. And he's squeaky still. Let's see. It's just plum. So put some of that in there. So today I was supposed to be doing a lot on my Shopify course. I haven't done anything. I slept in, did some knitting, did do some paperwork. I had to do some for something else. This is bamboo I'm putting on there now. And I'm the social media coordinator for the Iowa Federation of Hand Weavers and Spinners. So I've got a Zoom meeting for that early this evening. Then later this evening, I've got the class for the Shopify, of which I have not finished my homework. But I will play catch up over the course of the week. I'm wanting to make sure I have enough bats for. Hang on. So this is cotton, but occasionally you get the little seeds in there. So I'm just gonna pull one or two out because they're hard. They're not fun to spin. So trying not to get them in the bat. There's another piece of something. Yeah, so I have Sticks and Strings on Friday evening and then Waffle Sale on Saturday. Now, Sticks and Strings is meant to be a sort of knitting crochet type of thing. But some of those people also spin and felt and all that. So I have no idea how many bats people are going to be interested in. So I have to have enough for both. So I'm trying to squeeze in as much bat making as possible. Plus also work on the Shopify. I also need to, maybe I'll do that tonight when my brain is full. Okay, let's see, let's pull a little of this. This is actually some of that blue that I used in that garden party bat. That's Lester Longwool. Let's pull a little bit of pink. There's also Lester Longwool. And this is really thin, so I'm going to fluff it out. Otherwise it would be sort of like a hard, more rope-like. I'm going to fluff it out a bit. I think this is probably the end of the ball, so it was kind of compacted. I think 2 colors per layer sort of works. I put a little brown in there. On the edge here. Yes, what was I saying? So it's mainly bat making that I have to do both for this weekend and for Shepherd's Market, which is March 1st. I do need, however, to get about. So I got a little nitty natty. It was a Christmas present from my sister. It's a little travel one that's 3D printed. And it's flat, and then you slap the pieces together. And it does have an extender stick. But if you just put the 2 main pieces together, it's a yard. And so I had a bunch of bobbins that had just the leftover little bit that I then had plied with thread or something else. So I managed to make up a bunch of little 9-10 yard little skeins. So those are in the wash bag. And then I've got the latest merino tencel that I finished. I think that's the one that's going to become known as Sweet Sorbet. Somebody suggested that name. I like it. And then I've got at least 3 bobbins finished of the plied up Heathered Vineyard. And I should finish trying to spin the last of the ply the last of the Heathered Vineyard. It's just the angle is really weird on the bobbins. They're just the Lazy Kate was made for standard size bobbins, not jumbo ones, and so they don't really spin properly. So I want to finish that up. So that means so if I've got the show on Friday, it means by Wednesday morning I should watch them, or Wednesday afternoon, so that they're ready for that. And then if they don't sell during Sticks and Strings, I will offer them up during the WAF sale. Aren't these fun colors? It's really sort of a kitchen sink type of bag. So I'm going to take just a little bit here off. Put that over here. Okay, let's see what else we got buried under here. Got a little bit of, I have no idea what that was. That might be one of those Coopworth, very end of a Coopworth something silk blend. It was in a little baggie. Okay, let's see what else we got. Some light blue. More of that green on. And I haven't put a lot of this on, so I'll put some of this sort of purpley color. So I posted a picture of the next spin I started, which is another one of those merino tencel braids that I got from Samantha J's Fiber Farm way back when Wafa started. I did half of that yesterday in between the teaching of the class. And those spin up super fast. I think the last one I did took me 2 hours to spin both halves and ply it. They spin so fast. I also spin them a little thicker. Maybe, I prefer to spin thicker. I don't spin like fingering or lace. So I think the last 4 ounce braid I did came out to be 120 yards. So it tends to be more of a DK worsted weight. Which of course that's a faster spin than if I was doing fingering. So I'll probably be able to finish that one up by washing time as well. As I get fuller, what I like to do, particularly with this cotton, because it's not going, it's hard to see, but it's not really sinking down. It's like riding on the surface here. So pressing it down earlier helps so that it doesn't get caught up in the liquor in there. Use a glass of that. Press that in and get some more. Very excited, making good progress on my second sock. And so my sister's also knitting socks. She is, I've told you before, a much swifter knitter than I am. Like last year, she made several sweaters and all sorts of other things. And she's actually joined one of these sort of sock of the month things where she gets probably a skein. And I don't know if she gets a pattern too, or she just picks her own pattern. So she just completed, she started it, I think, on the 12th of January and finished it on the 11th of February. So it's under a month. It was I think it was Marley Bird. My first toe up sock was the pattern she used. And so that's the next one I'm going to try. The little ankle socks I'm making right now are from a pattern written by the master knitter at my guild for me. She had written it up to for Ellen, the woman who runs Fiber Curios and Sundries, to use with the some of her sock yarn. And I made them ankle socks because I was using actually yarn that I got from Honey Gold Acres from Caroline, and it was she had them on sale, and they were they were fingering, superwash with the nylon, but they were short skeins. They were like 380 yards or 365 yards. I don't remember. And so I made them ankle socks. So they're like 2.5 inches above where the heel part starts. So put some of this dark blue on there. Just pink. What do you think of the colors? I purposely did not put it in red. I have let me grab it. I found this thing of like scarlet. It's bright, bright red. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think we're going to put, I think that would just like, it just didn't feel like it was going to work well. Well, there, yep, we're getting pretty thick. So one of the nice things about using all the different colored wool, but then having sort of the add-ins be the same throughout, it does provide a continuity. So anyway, so my sister, she's been thinking, well, we should make socks together all year. And I'm like, you're going to make 12 socks, and I'll make maybe 2, 3 if I'm lucky. Because the pair I'm finishing up now, I think I started in November. So I'm like 3 months on a sock. 3 to 4 months on a sock. And these are ankle socks, so they're shorter. Oh yeah, this screen here. This one is a bio nylon, and it's called Garden Green. Just called Garden. I'm gonna have to get more, and unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to get it. Paradise Fibers used to carry it. I don't know if they're carrying it anymore. And like the other main source that I know about is World of Wool, and that's in the UK, and so I don't know what prices and tariffs and all that are looking like at this point. So, and I'm not ready to do an order. So, when you do an order there, you kind of have to do a big order. And my next big order is going to be some more items from Dharma. Because I have some commissions that I picked up when I was in Tennessee. And I want to get those, I'll probably get those done in early March. Gonna do I think it was 2 dresses and a pair of pants. So, somebody really liked the harem pants, but I didn't have their color. Okay, so let's see if we can get 2 more layers on. I'm not going to use all of the pieces. That's fine. I can use them in another batch. So I'm also hoping, decent sales at Sticks and Strings. which I'm just going down for the evening. It's in Des Moines, so I'll drive down. I need to double check to figure out when setup starts. But I think we set up in the afternoon. It runs from 5 to 9. Teardown is, hopefully it's only going to take me an hour to tear down. And then I'll just drive home. Because it's just over an hour. Over 2 hours. And I just think I won't have to pay for a hotel and all of that. But I have another trophy that came up. We have one that is near the end of March. Very end of March, I will be over at the Spring Fiber Expo in Ann Arbor. That's the last weekend. But the weekend before that is Fiberpalooza. That is in Winterset, Iowa. It is it's a show that, I think this is actually Chevy as well. It wasn't until like last week that we knew it was probably going to go on, but nothing official came out till last week, and so this dusty blue on there. I've got a lot of this. So I got to earn the trophy. Okay, let's see what else we could put on here. I think I want this dark blue. That looks good there. And anything else? I put a little bit, yeah, let's put the green over here. Kind of blends in with the, oops, it is sticking. So we're definitely getting full. I'm not going to get another layer on. This is going to be the last layer. A little too much bamboo here. We'll just see what sticks. I did not end up using any of the mohair. The bio-nylon is good for sort of trapping down the bamboo, which can get a little flyaway, particularly once you take it off the drum. Now, you won't see this till I post the photos later, but once I take it off and tease it out, you'll get much more of the yellow coming through and some of the other colors. Just grabbing it back up and putting it back on there. So the cotton just acts like a noil, you know, like silk noil or merino noil. Okay, we are done. What do you think? Got any name suggestions? Okay, so I got a little bit of this left. I got this left. So I can use it, you know, in addition to the other bag I've set aside. So, okay, so at this point, if you want to guess as to the weight, you can go right ahead. Oh, that's actually the one that goes with the brother. There's a brother cat file. This is Sebastian Stauffer. Okay, this is Doffer stick. So if you want to take a guess, it's going to be over 2 ounces. That's pretty much all I can tell you. I don't know how much over 2 ounces. But the person who gets closest wins trophy emojis and bragging rights. Oh, can you see the nice layers there? Yeah, I'm still sort of babying this arm with the tennis elbow. Sounds like Heloise jumped down from something. She may be coming to check out what I'm doing. She also may go stuff her face. Because that's the kind of cat she is. Actually, she doesn't eat a lot. She's a grazer. She's part cow. And before I start one of these lives, I always make sure there's food in her bowl. So we got 2 point, I think that's 5/8 or 6/8. I can't. The print is so small, I can't tell. Oh yeah, she's standing behind the tripod meowing at me. She's a very tiny little meow. What are you looking at? And her newest thing is she's staring at things that I can't see. So she like, I don't know if it's her reflection on something, or like, is there, I mean, it's too cool to be like a fly or a bug. So it could be her reflection, because she does notice her reflection. She's a cat who watches videos. She loves, if we're curled up on the sofa and I'm watching like Instagram reels and something with animals comes on, I tilt it so she can watch with me. She loves that. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Just a little bit of catching at the end. Okay, so I will take photos later and post them. What do you think? Does it give like beach vibes? What do you think? Like tropical type thing? Actually reminds me of the in Tenby in Pembrokeshire in Wales. It's a sort of beach resort town type of thing, and all the houses are painted these wonderfully cool colors. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Tear that out. I think I'm going to have to bend this to get this in here. Make sure it's all in there. Oh, this is bigger than I thought it was. Anybody want to make a last minute guess? This is 3.07 ounces. So yeah, there was a reason why I couldn't get that last layer on. So I'm gonna write that down. Yeah, so I will take some pictures probably in a few minutes so I don't lose the light, and post them on up, and then I'll make another one. Actually, I'll probably have a cup of tea in between there. But yeah, so yeah, thank you very much for, ooh, fishbowl. I've actually used fishbowl before. But that I could do fishbowl too. Oh, I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. Okay, so that is it for today. Hopefully you will come to my waffle sale. It is on Saturday at 6 p.m. Central, so 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay. I'll have bats and yarn and maybe, whatever else I decide to put up there. Yeah. So I wish you a very pleasant week. Deep breaths and all of that. Okay, you all take care, and I'll see you around on Facebook.